Tesla has just recently dropped FSD version 14.3.2, and I know a lot of you have been waiting for this one. I got the update a couple weeks ago, so today I want to give you my honest thoughts and real-world experience after putting some solid miles on it. Overall, it's not perfect yet, but man, it's definitely getting closer. Let me start with what I'm really liking about this particular version. First off, obstacle avoidance has continually gotten better. Road construction, inclement weather, pedestrians coming from out of nowhere, all passed the safe driving avoidance test. Here are a couple examples. You can't always tell, but significant braking and wheel turning does occur, as I know the car was reacting. Another thing is, the acceleration from stop feels way better than it was before. I usually run my FSD on the Mad Max mode, and the difference is very, very noticeable to me. It just takes off quicker and feels more confident. Even in the slower, calmer driving modes, it feels improved. I personally love the snappier acceleration, but I know not everyone will, depending on your own particular driving habits. Another big win is how well it's integrated with the in-car Grok AI now. It's actually very useful. I can just say, "Hey Grok, find me a good place for lunch in the direction that I'm going towards home." Tell it what kind of food I want, and then have it navigate straight to that location. Parking has also gotten noticeably smarter with the new update. Before, it would many times pick a spot furthest away from the entrance like it was scared of the other cars. Now it's much more willing to take closer, better spots, especially at places I go to regularly. It seems to kind of remember the general area I like to park in. We're all still waiting for the so-called Banish mode, where your car will drop you off and goes and parks itself. Right now we're just left with the summons mode, which still feels pretty limited if you try to use it, especially if the weather is bad outside, it's raining. It just doesn't make sense to me to summons my car when it's raining, only to have to stand out in the rain at the predetermined spot in order to meet the car. Let's hope that Banish mode gets put on the app soon. Another thing I'm glad for is that they fixed the turn signal timing. It used to put the blinker on way too early, which was confusing for other drivers, especially if you were in a congested, busy area. Now it comes on much closer to the actual turn, and it feels more natural as to what you would normally do yourself. Finally, the navigation is starting to learn my personal preferences. For example, it often takes a route I like to use to the grocery store, even though there's 2 or 3 different routes that it tries to, at the beginning, take me. Now it always picks that preferred route that I like, and where I usually park. It's not 100% consistent yet, but it's definitely improving each time we get an update. Now let's talk about things that still need some work. One thing that's really annoying right now is the new pop-up that appears every single time you disengage FSD. It forces you to pick a reason: navigation, preference, discomfort, or critical. You can't just ignore it anymore. I miss the old way where it would just let you record a quick voice note if you wanted to. Sometimes I just want to take over for a second without having to report it. The only way I found to bypass this prompt now is to select the microphone on the steering wheel and press it 2 times. Speed control is another issue that continues through each update. Sometimes you need to drive slower, such as when you're in a work zone or a private business road or an army base, where the speed limit is lower and strictly enforced. You'd like to use FSD, but you can't because it drives too fast. It's driving the posted, or what it assumes is the posted limit. You need to drive slower. There should be a way that you can control your speed. Hopefully they'll work on this and get this fixed some way. The windshield wipers also are honestly getting worse. They don't seem to be getting better. In the auto mode, which most of the time is where you leave them, they either don't come on if it's lightly raining or just raining a little bit, or when it's heavily raining and they are on and they're going full speed, they never stop. You can't get them to slow down unless you turn them off. And they also randomly wipe the windshield on perfectly dry days. I've basically ended up working them manually now whenever it's raining. Another thing, the times when supervised or unsupervised notifications come up on the screen prompting me to put pressure on the steering wheel. It doesn't do this all the time, only at certain times. It seems most often at night or early in the morning or later in the afternoon. One minute it's happy with the hands-free, the next it's nagging me to pay attention. It can be pretty inconsistent and kind of irritating when it happens. Overall, FSD is still way ahead of anything else out there. We also have a Cadillac Lyriq EV in our household, and it doesn't come anywhere close in terms of its self-driving capabilities. And even with the little frustrations I have, I'm genuinely excited for the next update and what Tesla has been able to do so far. Tesla keeps making progress, and it feels like we're getting closer and closer to something really great. What about you? Have you gotten the 14.3.2 yet? Drop your experience in the comments. I'd love to hear it. If you enjoyed this video, give it a thumbs up and subscribe for more Tesla content. Thanks for watching. I'll see you in the next one.